Imagine walking into a room where the wallpaper is slowly off-gassing a lethal dose of arsenic. But you don't leave because the vibrant green color is just too trendy to lose. This wasn't a horror movie. It was daily life for millions. We look back at history through a gold-tinted lens, but the reality was a gauntlet of accidental suicide. Let's talk about the things our ancestors thought were perfectly normal that would get you life in prison today. In the 19th century, Scheele's green was the color of the elite. It was in dresses, artificial flowers, and even children's toys. The secret ingredient? Copper arsenite. Women would collapse at balls, their skin blistering under emerald silk, while doctors simply blamed the vapors. But the terror didn't stop at fashion. If you had a toothache in the late 1800s, you didn't reach for ibuprofen. You reached for high-grade heroin. Pharmaceutical giants marketed it as a non-addictive cough suppressant for infants. Imagine tucking your toddler in with a dose of soothing syrup that was actually a cocktail of morphine and alcohol. Many of those children simply never woke up. Then there was the quest for the perfect complexion. For centuries, the pale look was achieved using Venetian ceruse, a thick paste made of white lead. It made you look like royalty, right up until your teeth fell out, your skin turned gray, and your internal organs began to shut down. Even the food wasn't safe. Before FDA regulations, milk was often stretched with plaster of Paris or formaldehyde to keep it looking fresh on the shelf. In 1858, over 20 people died in England just from eating peppermint candies that were accidentally mixed with arsenic instead of sugar. And if the food didn't kill you, the doctors would. Bloodletting was the cure-all for everything from a cold to a broken leg. They believed your body was a vessel of fluids that needed balancing, often draining patients until they fainted from hypovolemic shock. George Washington survived the battlefield only to be bled to death by his own physicians. Even the dead weren't left in peace. During the Victorian era, the obsession with memento mori led families to pose with their deceased relatives for portraits, propping up corpses with hidden metal stands to make them look alive for one last photo. It gets darker. In the early 1900s, radiation was the new miracle. People drank radium-infused water called Radithor to boost energy. They didn't realize it was depositing itself into their bones until their jaws literally detached from their skulls. We think we're so evolved now, but these people thought they were at the height of civilization too. They weren't trying to be macabre. They were just following the trends of a world that hadn't yet learned how to survive its own inventions. Every era has its blind spots, and ours are likely no different. We are just the latest generation playing a high-stakes game of trial and error. The next time you complain about a minor safety regulation, remember the Victorian lady rotting inside her green dress or the toddler soothed into a permanent sleep. History isn't just a series of dates. It's a graveyard of bad ideas that we were lucky enough to outlive. The past isn't just a different country. It's a death trap wrapped in velvet. Subscribe for more dark truths.